Everyone wants awakening to be beautiful. We picture serenity, bliss, a golden glow, and a new self by sunrise. The truth is less photogenic and more freeing. Awakening begins like an earthquake. It doesn't perfume the air. It pulls the floor away. The eye we protected loses its center, certainties loosen, and what looked solid shows paper thin. It's brutal, and still it's the most honest beginning a human can live. 1. The shattering. One day you find yourself without the ground that held your image. Work shrinks, a relationship ends, health fails, money vanishes. Sometimes life takes one piece. Sometimes all of them. The surgeon loses his hands, the athlete, her legs, the speaker, his voice. What remains when your grand business card is torn away? What you've always been, without ornaments. It hurts, like birth hurts. But it's real. 2. The dark night. A week passes, and the night stays. Months pass, and doubt stays. You see how much was illusion, yet knowing doesn't free you at once. A long purification begins, questioning beliefs, unmasking roles, facing patterns. You say, I let go, and catch yourself clinging. You say, I get it, and find the old script running. Here, faith ceases to be a concept and becomes muscle. Each day asks for a small act of trust. 3. The seeking. Without the old ground, you look for a mountain. Books, teachers, traditions, science, psychology, maps everywhere. They seem to disagree. With patience, you hear a common echo. There is no separation. We aren't islands. God, Tao, Brahman, universe, life. Names change. Direction doesn't. Truth isn't an object to find. It's a way of seeing. The seeker and the sought were never two. 4. The awareness. When this intuition touches the chest, the world refocuses. The ordinary turns extraordinary. Traffic weighs less, not because the world changed, but because you moved inside. Difficult people remain human. Now you glimpse hurt behind attack, story behind mistake, protection behind hardness. Compassion rises, not as naivete, but as clarity. In the same light, you see yourself with more honesty. 5. The transformation. Real awareness changes habit. What pulled you before now loses power. You notice the reaction. To blame, to prove, to control. You breathe and choose differently. It seems small. It's revolution. The body learns the language of peace. Relationships reorganize. Priorities shift. The battle becomes a current. Action flows less from fear and more from trust, and life answers. 6. The synchronicities. When vision and presence align, the world dances with you. A book lands in your hands in the exact week. A stranger says the sentence you needed. A failure opens a door you didn't know existed. From outside, coincidences. From within, guidance. Isolation dissolves because you recognize the intelligence that moves the whole and now moves you. 7. The Great Union. The endgame isn't a shinier social mirror. It is remembering who you are behind any face. You stop living as a fragile ego, guarding its corner, and live as the witnessing awareness, open, present, unafraid. Surrender stops being resignation and becomes alignment. You stop fighting the river and see it has carried you all along. Choices lose paralysis and gain clarity, not because you compute every risk, but because you trust the deeper movement that leads you. If it is brutal at the start, it's beautiful at the living. not a static end, a way to go. Awakening is a practice of honesty. It is taking off masks until only what is alive remains. It is staying silent when the world demands noise. It is acting with quiet courage when fear wants a show. It is loving without bargains when lack begs for receipts. What to do now, while the floor still trembles? Don't flee the fall. Tell yourself, I am being remade. Swap why me for what is being born here. The right question opens passage. Keep a simple ritual. 3 times a day, breathe for a minute. Name what you feel. Choose the next minimum action. Real life is a short, steady step. Loosen the roll. You are not only badge, title, function. Talent is beautiful and doesn't define you. What you are remains when everything collapses. Practice firm compassion. Look at others and yourself with clarity and warmth. Forgive without romanticizing. Set limits without punishing. Truth heals when it walks with love. Trust the rhythm. Nothing blooms out of time. Not every winter punishes. Some incubate. The sprout looks like absence until it breaks the ground. Each micro-victory, a healthy boundary, an apology, a needed no, a sincere hug, strengthens the bridge to the new world. In time, the pain that brought you here becomes quiet gratitude. You see, life was never against me. It trained me, not to be invincible, but to be true. If this reached you, do 3 things now. Like this video, subscribe to OPoderDaMentePróspera, and share it with someone crossing the night. Comment, I choose to walk through and awaken. Declare, practice, walk. The rest, life completes.